Hello, Moonshot listeners. I want to play a game. Claudia and Nicole are being held in the basement of an undisclosed abandoned building. Their task is to watch every movie in the Saw franchise before the release of Saw 10 on September 29th and provide thoughtful analysis. Your challenge is to listen to them cover 2 Saw films a week in their new miniseries, We See Saw, every Monday and Thursday here on the Moonshot Network. Let the game begin.
Yummy house party!
Good creepning, everyone. You're listening to Kame House Party, the universe's only improv comedy Dragon Ball podcast. But oh no, a twist ending that we're not talking about Dragon Ball this week again, because we're on the thing that corporations fear the most. United Workers on strike. SAG is still on strike, and we are supporting the strike by not talking about Dragon Ball. But that means that for the spooky season, October, we can talk about something else. I'm Aaron.
And
by the way,
I'm Vince.
And we're gonna get creep-tastic. We're gonna just creep the shit out of you in a fun, spooky way.
Oh, we're not gonna do like the R&B song says and creep. Yeah. cheat on our spouses.
Okay. I was like,
Insignificant others.
My follow-up question was, I've heard that song so many times. I assumed it was about a secret relationship. I didn't realize it was explicitly about an immoral
TLC, baby. I believe it's TLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what they creep. They stay on the low, doing all that. Much like an arachnid of some kind, an 8-legged freak,
low to the ground. Suck it up on bug juice. Suck it on chili dogs.
You know my favorite treats on Halloween. Bug juice and chili dogs.
Now we're just talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. Is he part spider? What's going on?
I don't know anymore. I don't know if like there's some kind of fan fiction of Sonic that turns him into some 8-legged freak that's faster than normal Sonic, creeping out Shadow, the Edgelord. I don't call him the Hedgehog anymore. It's Shadow the Edgelord.
Shadow's just like, why are you a buck? Get away from me.
Is this supposed to creep me out? I've got a gun.
And then Shadow shot Sonic, the Spider Hawk. The end. Look, you read the title. We're reading some creepypasta. We're doing some video game related creepypasta. I want to thank Review Cultist, friend of the show, I reached out and said, can you look, I need some creepy stories that aren't too creepy. Because
you know I'm a big softie.
And he gave us a plethora. So I have not read any of these. I don't know what's in them. So my only content warning is like, you can, if you want to look up the title of what we read beforehand to make sure it's not going to creep you out too much. But we're going in blind. Don't know what it's going to be. Vince will be the first to read. I'm going to present to you 5 titles.
Okay.
And you let me know which one you want to read. The 5 titles are Xbox Live,
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Super Mario 64,
I thought you were gonna have some kind of horror pun there, but just the number 64. Frightening.
60 murders. The Theater,
Okay.
The True Story of the Theater.
What?
I feel like they're like, if
Are
we
those
do
sequels?
those,
Yeah, we
there
have to
might
do
be.
that as a pair.
If we do them.
Okay.
And then Pokemon Black.
Pokemon Black. What were the first two?
Xbox Live.
Xbox Live. Okay.
Super Mario 64.
Let's do Xbox Live.
Okay. I'm going to send it to you.
While
I'm
you
also
do
going
that,
to
I can
share
say
it with the viewing audience here.
there's nothing scarier than the Activision Blizzard King merger with Xbox this week. The homunculus of game publishing is upon us.
All right. Here we go. It's on the screen. So folks can read along. We need to go on the side.
Nice.
All right. The floor is yours. If you need me to chime in with a voice, let me know. These are usually first person, though.
Okay.
Oh, this is very short, too. Perfect.
Nice. I'm writing this in front of my TV. My Xbox is on and resting on the main dashboard. I can see my avatar, and I think he can see me. He occasionally waves.
Xbox 360, for those that don't know.
Yeah, this is an era where customization was king. But I prefer to keep my eyes on the screen as much as possible because better the devil you know, right? This all started a week ago. I was playing, mixing it up between Trials HD and Battlefield 1943. Wow. Yeah, no, that's 360 era right there. I'm an arcade nut and love some of the games that you can download. I was owning a level on Trials when I received a party invite. The thing is, it had no name attached. It was just an empty field followed by has invited you to an Xbox Live party. Flummoxed, I accepted and entered the party. Are you laughing because you have the coveted blank Xbox Live gamer tag?
Yeah, it was me, Austin. No, flummoxed, I don't think I've ever seen spelled out, and I was not expecting this.
Well, keep the suspense. Stay on the edge of your seat, because when I checked the menus, I was the only one in there. Somewhat strange, but not impossible. The person could have left before I entered. Just as I was ready to leave, someone else joined the party. Namely, it was me. Silicone Lemming has joined the party. This made me smile. As you do sometimes see some rather weird glitches online, I checked the menus and saw my name twice in the party. One was playing Trials. The other was editing the avatar. Hello? I said, not really expecting an answer. And then could you read this part?
Okay, yeah. Hello?
Echoed back to me a couple of seconds later in my voice. I relaxed. Sound delay and party glitches were rare, but they did happen. Getting freaked out over a glitch, I said, half annoyed that I had allowed it to unsettle me. My words returned to me, but this time the tone of the words had become a little mocking. This made me stop short for a second. I shook my head and reasoned I must have misheard. Why don't you come say that to my face? A current private joke me and my friends were sharing at the time. The voice echoed back.
Maybe I might just do that.
My blood turned to ice. That was my voice, but I hadn't said these words. The other me left the party immediately after that. I sat for a moment confused, shaking as the adrenaline pumped. I checked the list of interacted profiles, but that revealed nothing. I eventually decided that was enough Xbox for that night and turned it off. The incident played on my mind for the entire next day, and that evening I was back on Xbox again. I spent a couple of minutes looking around the menus for anything else scary, but everything was decidedly normal. Half an hour into some intense Explosion Man. Jesus Christ. Xbox, I'm so old. I remember when Explosion Man hit XBLA. And then when Miss Explosion Man hit XBLA. I think I was a freshman in college.
Okay. For some reason, I'm like, yeah, you're 9 when Xbox 360 came out. That's how old I am.
No. But I never, I'm going to get back into it. I received a voice message. I was getting bored of the game. So I dropped out to the dashboard and opened the message. It was heavy breathing for a few seconds. Followed by my voice saying,
"Can you say distraction?"
Once again, confused, I stared at the screen. In the background, I could see my avatar dancing away, but there was nothing to attribute the message to. A momentary logical fear made me spin round and inspect the room, making sure there was nothing there. It was when I turned back, I nearly screamed. My avatar had forced his way over the menus, and his head now filled the entire screen. He stared at me silently, his hands planted against the screen from the opposite side. He pointed at me and drew a finger across his throat. I started to smell burnt plastic. A trickle of smoke escaped the console, and then it crashed. The last thing I saw were the colors inverted on my Xbox, and the face of that threatening avatar turned electric pink and green. The image disappeared, followed by the standard no signal message. My Xbox was wrecked. I tried to switch it back on. I got the dreaded red ring of death.
No,
this is the scariest thing I've read so far. The ominous name of the defect was lost on me. I waited a month before I eventually sent off my Xbox for repairs. I had bought it brand new, and it was well within the warranty, so I got it replaced for free.
Okay, happy ending.
Yeah, happy ending.
Stop reading.
The system worked as intended. It sat in my hallway for a fortnight. Oh my God. Before I had the guts to switch it back on. I finally rigged it up, and now I'm staring at the dashboard. Everything was fairly normal until I logged into my profile and saw literally dozens of voice messages, all of them in my voice screaming,
"Where are you?"
And
"We're not done yet."
The final message was dated about 20 minutes ago. All it said was,
"I'm done waiting. I'm coming to get you."
The avatar on the screen had stepped forward and started to rub his hands together, and then started to wave. It took me a couple of seconds to realize he was waving at someone behind me. It was Mom! My pizza rolls were ready! she said.
These are the last ones, and you have to share with your brother.
No, kill me now.
We only had Supreme, which is what I would prefer, but I feel like a child would just want pepperoni.
Oh, of course. You can't give a child anything more than a choice.
What a fun, spooky story.
That is a fun, spooky story. Have you ever encountered any scary glitches during gameplay? I feel like you maybe play a little bit more horror games than I do because of my weak mind and constitution.
So we might have talked about this on last year's charity stream when we play Resident Evil 4. But that's somewhere in the ether. I don't know. It might also be gone forever. Who knows? But I don't like scary games because I'm a coward. I'll watch a scary movie, a scary game. Ooh.
Is it the rumble? Is it the force feedback that gets you?
Mm-hmm. Pre PS2 and Xbox, I could do it.
Easy peasy.
Pre N64. But I also like a haunted house. I can deal with it in real life. Doesn't make sense, does it? It's a little weird.
I think so. Well, I don't think it's weird. I think what you may like about horror is that like your real life horror experiences, movies and those kind of things, is kind of knowing that like this is all fabricated, right? Like everything about it is designed, it's planned, those kind of things that kind of you can keep your mental fourth wall up. But the minute you get your hands controlling a character, that wall might meld a little bit more. Because that I have a problem, and I was talking to my wife about this, that for me, it's the horror that really affects me these days are things that are kind of layered in truth. Like there's this Netflix show called Red Rose, which is about high schoolers and this app that may or may not be a demon or dead people trying to torment you. But like I had bad dream after watching like a couple of minutes of that because it was because the idea of being like cyber stalked or cyber bullied to that extent, like that happens to people.
It does happen to people.
And it's sad that it happens to people, but like we are all so much online that like if you piss off the wrong person or they get the wrong idea about you, they will make your life a living hell online. Where and when I was a kid, it was just like my imagination was too active, and so I would just visually remember all the things that would scare me in a horror movie, and then I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, or I'd wake up screaming. So,
I mean, as a child,
no, thank you.
Yeah, as a child, I was a classic coward. Did not want anything to do with horror movies, although I was very intrigued. I was definitely like, I have to go test my might, as Ed Boon would say. I think you're right. There's the controller connects you to the person that's in the game that all the spooky stuff is happening to.
Yeah, like sure. Alan Wake 2, too scary.
Alan, wake me up when this game is done.
Oh, please, someone.
Let's give a rating to these. Let's do let's X-Play rules 1 out of 5.
All right.
I'm gonna say, how many cowardly Yajirobis? I think the most scared character in Dragon Ball. Can you think of another?
Absolutely. I mean, the only character that could be more scared than Yajirobe on like the regular. Well, I was gonna say Emperor Pilaf, but like, dude went up against Goku multiple times. Like, was on King Piccolo's team back in the day. Like, Pilaf's not scared of that much. No. Oolong's a classic coward too.
That's true. Are we doing Yamcha, Oolong, or Krillin?
I think we have to give Yamcha some love. Let's do
Yajirobe?
or 5 Yajirobes.
Did I say yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so 1 out of 5 Yajirobe.
1 out of 5 Yajirobe. I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give this about 3.75 Yajirobe. So like
Okay.
a Yajirobe,
And 3 times.
a Korin, and a Krillin.
So a Krillin's a half, a core is a quarter.
Yeah. Those are the
Okay.
measurements. How about you?
I think it once they did the Avatar thing, I'm like, okay, I think I know where this is gonna go.
Mhm.
So I think just because I've been around the block a bit, I could see where it was coming. Not that it wasn't enjoyable, but I'm gonna have to ding it for that,
Mhm.
unfortunately. So I'm gonna give it 2.5. 2 Yajirobes, 1 Krillin.
All right, 2 Yajirobes, 1 Krillin.
But average score of 3 is very good.
It's not bad. It's not bad, especially for technology that no longer functioning on the Xbox platform.
I'm glad they mentioned the Red Ring of Death. What a time where it was like, hey, by the way, this very expensive entertainment electronic device,
Mm-hmm.
half of them would just crap out at some point within warranty. And everyone was like, okay, I'll buy one. Thanks.
Yeah. And they were hard to get even while they were red ringing.
Yeah. One for me, please.
Friends. Yeah. It's like, I'll take one of those. And then didn't the Wii come out? Like, because I think that console generation was like PS3 dropped. It was $600, too expensive.
Insane.
An insane price for, was it 2007?
It was like 7 or 8.
Yeah. And then it was the Xbox 360 in like 2009. First 2 years was Red Ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think later that year in 2009, the Wii dropped.
No.
Or do I have those dates wrong?
We're a few years later. So like,
okay.
I think the Wii dropped 06 or 07.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it was Wii, PS3, Xbox 360.
I think so. I think I started working at GameStop the year the 360 dropped because the 360 section was like teeny tiny baby.
Yeah.
But look, not enough of the horrors of retail.
Oh no, there's a slasher of prices.
What story should I read for everyone's entertainment?
Ooh, I mean, you let me pick, so you got to pick this one.
Okay. I kind of want to know what Super Mario 64 is about.
Yeah. Let's do that one. I'm going to, before we open it up, I'm going to guess that some kind of weird painting in the castle that this person gets thrown into.
That's good. I think that's a good one. Don't end this. I want to stop sharing. I want to share again, like we did last summer. All right, and I sent you the link in chat, so you can also read along. We are okay. Let me know when you are ready.
Oh, let me clean my glasses.
Okay.
Nothing scarier than impaired vision.
Also, the Xbox Live was written by, I'm assuming, the dearly departed, the Silicon Lemming.
Thank you, Silicon Lemming.
Mm-hmm. I hope you're alive and your avatar did not kill you.
Or if you're not, you are living it up in Home for Infinite Losers.
Or your avatar wrote that story.
Oh yeah, or you got pulled into the game.
Mm-hmm. I hope, yeah, if you got troned, I hope it was a fun game you got troned into. All right. Super Mario 64. Let's go. I always liked Super Mario 64 when I was a kid. I remember playing it at my aunt's house all the time. Well, one day a pop up appeared out of nowhere as I was watching gameplay footage on YouTube. I was a little startled and was about to close the window until I realized that it was a website showing a mint condition copy of Super Mario 64 for sale. There was a picture and everything. I usually don't trust these things, but the feeling of nostalgia overpowered me, and I wanted to buy it. The whole business was peculiar, seeing as how the owner of the game wanted the buyer to send an envelope containing $10 to an address on the site instead of using something like PayPal. What made things even more strange was that when I tried to gain access to the website, I wrote down the URL. After encountering problems with the game, the page was nowhere to be found. A few days after the $10 was mailed, I got a package containing the new copy of the game. The first thing I noticed when I opened the small box was that the official sticker with Mario flying in the air was apparently peeled off or something. In its place was a piece of duct tape with Mario crudely written on it in permanent marker. I felt a little ripped off, but as long as the game worked, I didn't care. I got out my Nintendo 64 and put the cartridge in. The screen turned on with the familiar Mario face that you could stretch and twist aimlessly. I remember laughing all the time at the results as a kid and decided to mess around for old time's sake. I love this 24-year-old talking like a 60-year-old man.
Yeah. Is this what like novels are gonna be? Like the next James Patterson is not writing about like political thrillers. He's waxing poetic about putting cartridges in retro consoles when he was 15.
It's just about Alex Cross, gamer.
Yeah, I booted up an old Ninja video from 2010 on
The
YouTube.
clues were all there. I moved the cursor over to Mario's ear and pulled it to elven proportions. I was going to do the same to the other ear when the TV suddenly produced loud static. Mario's whole head started deforming and twisting in ways that I didn't even know were even possible for the model. Random sound effects from the game started playing along with the static. As all this was occurring, I could hear a faint voice whispering in Japanese. The voice was stammering and whimpering.
お名前は何ですか?
It's good.
ヴィンスです。
Anything else? Anything else?
宮本さん。
Okay, I knew that one.
どこはですか?
A nani real quick.
何?
Oh, that genuinely creeped me out. Good job. I immediately shut off the game and tried again. I didn't bother with the Mario head this time. Just selected a new file and started playing. When I selected the file, the game skipped the opening monologue by Peach in the courtyard outside. Mario was just placed right inside the castle. Creepier still, Bowser didn't say anything either. I tried to ignore it and play it anyway. However, I also noticed that there was no music, just dead silence. There weren't even any toads around to talk to. The only door I could enter was the Babam battlefield. The other doors wouldn't even respond to my button commands. The portrait to Babam battlefield wasn't the usual picture. I'm turning British. It was just a stark white canvas. I was still trying to convince myself that these were just minor glitches, and they wouldn't affect the gameplay at all. Once I entered the portrait, the image suddenly went from a blank canvas to the lethal lava land painting. You know, the slightly unsettling image of the flame with the evil smile. Yeah, that's when I started getting really suspicious. So a pause. I've never played a Mario 64. Maybe only once at the Walmart at the demo unit.
Okay.
But I have watched a speed run. So I didn't know there was a Bob-omb Battlefield level.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Okay.
I don't think I own Mario 64, but anybody that I did know with an N64 had that one. Like I was that weirdo playing Donkey Kong.
You get one platformer.
That's
Make it count.
My parents were like, "Boy, we paid $90 for this yellow cartridge. That's all you get." They said, "Pa, my Jeffrey dollars are still good at Toys R Us. May I please have a Hydro Thunder?"
You know what? I think you picked correctly. These are both wise choices. So I might not know what some things are.
Okay.
But I got suspicious. The mission select menu came up, and yet another weird detail was present. Instead of Big Bomb on the summit, the mission was called Turn Back. I have no idea what drove me to press A, but I did. The level seemed normal. Everything was how I remembered it. I thought I could finally enjoy my favorite childhood game. But then I saw him. Luigi. I was absolutely shocked. He was never in this game. His model wasn't even a Mario palette swap. He looked like a completely original model. Luigi just stood there until I tried to approach him. He started running at expected speeds. I followed suit and went through the level. Strange things happened as I pursued him. Each time I picked up a coin, the enemies and music would get slower, and the scenery would look darker in color and more morbid. It kept gradually getting worse until I collected a fifth coin. Then the music just stopped. The enemies lay down on the ground like they were dead. I was seriously freaked out, but I kept chasing Luigi. I went up the hill. No cannonballs rolled down trying to knock me over. I really wasn't surprised at this point. Luigi was always just out of my sight as I ran. Once I reached the summit, I saw yet another object out of place. A small cottage was all that was seen on the top of the hill. Luigi was nowhere to be found. The cottage was certainly odd looking for a Mario game. It was old, plain, and broken down. Regardless of my fears at that moment, I had Mario enter the cottage. As soon as the door closed, a disturbing picture of a hanged Luigi immediately popped up along with a very frightening scare chord. It sounded like a violin screech, accompanied by loud piano banging. Mario fell to his knees and sobbed for roughly 5 minutes. All right, we're going to do this real time. Keep going. Then screen irised out. That's okay. This is a horrible image to think about. But Mario sobbing for 5 minutes is kind of fucking funny. And then like some guy sitting there watching it.
Just it feels like one of those really bad renders on TikTok of like just it's like somebody sourced some models and it's just like some random anime character and Cloud Strife like twerking to an Ice Spice song. It feels like that, or like the weird like there's a Dragon Ball one where they just layered these models onto the Rugrats characters opening.
Oh, for Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Daima, which translates to nothing.
Yeah, that's fine. Dragon Ball nothing.
Toriyama is about to get his joke on, and I'm so fucking here for it.
Dragon Ball need a check.
Mm-hmm.
I want to buy another car.
Toriyama's sick of working with other people on something.
But I returned to the castle. Mario just slumped out of the painting. The image switched from the lethal lava land portrait to the image of Luigi hanging himself. The room was
Jesus.
different this time. I know. It was now a small hallway. Toads with blank expressions and white robes lined the sides of the hallway. There was another painting at the opposite end that just completely and utterly scared me. It was a picture of my family. It wasn't even a photo from the time Super Mario 64 was released. It was a very, very recent photo. I remember posing for it last weekend. I reached for the on-off switch on the N64. There was no way I was going to play this anymore. However, when I flipped the switch, the game was still on. I flipped it back and forth, but to no avail. I tried unplugging the whole system, but it never left the screen. I was even still able to control Mario. I couldn't just leave it on forever. So I kept playing. I went to the photo of my family and jumped in.
What?
Only one mission was available, of course. This one was called Run, Don't Walk. I selected the mission.
Let's go.
The level started in a flooded hallway with platforms floating on the water. Mario landed on one of these, and the camera turned to show what was behind. A silent black void was slowly approaching Mario. It didn't look like anything. It didn't even look like finished graphics, just a giant blocky black blob, which I said 5 times fast. I started jumping from platform to platform. With no goal in sight, I kept running, the darkness slowly but surely gaining speed. This kept going on for what felt like hours. I was really doubting there would ever be an end. Mario was just going in circles. Finally, the black blob / void / thing caught up with Mario and enveloped him in darkness. He didn't scream or resist at all. It just consumed him. Mario fell out of the painting and back into the castle.
Oh.
I lost one of my 3 lives.
What?
Okay, good. I'm glad there's a sound for that. The room was different now. Some of the toads were gone, and the painting looked different. My family and I were in the same positions, but our bodies were partially decomposed. It looked too real to be photoshopped. It looked more like someone just took our dead bodies and posed them. Photoshopped.
That hits so fucking hard.
Might I interest you in a Photoshop of your imagery?
Welcome to the Photoshop.
Where all your crops come true.
It's like that what was that Robin Williams movie with the
1 hour photo?
Yeah, it's a 1 hour photo.
There's an Evangelion reference in 1 hour photo.
Oh fuck. Robin Williams was great.
There is a clip. God bless Robin Williams. And the fact that there is a clip out there where Robin Williams says Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Ooh, you guys heard of this? It's crazy, man. It's this anime.
I am a robot.
He halts production for 35 minutes while he does every voice.
He explains the whole plot. Like better than the show does.
But he always throws in my favorite of his stand-ups is when he's Fosse, got a beret. The whole word's a stage for Shinji, man. Ooh.
Photoshopped. Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, I jumped into the painting again. Mario was in a small room. There was still only one mission available. It was called I'm Right Here, spelled just like that, correctly. I selected the mission and prepared for the worst. Mario landed in a small, dark room. There no visible way out. The room was empty except for a piano in the corner. I knew what that meant. I was stuck in there with the mad piano. Is this a thing?
I don't know about the mad piano.
Okay. Well, I approached it, and it started chasing me, as always. There was no way to damage it, so I had no choice but to let Mario take damage.
Oh!
When he lost all of his health,
Ow!
the usual death animation didn't happen. Mario just got mauled by the piano. He fell as his blood and guts spilled on the floor, and the camera panned to a top-down view of his corpse, a la Yamcha. A distorted version of the merry-go-round music from Big Boo's Haunt played as the screen slowly transitioned from the in-game shot to a photorealistic sketch of Mario's dead body in the same view as the shot. It was very unsettling. I was crying softly as I gazed upon the image. I lost another life. This is the thing that made you cry?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm also not sure how gory these polygonal 64-bit graphics would be.
Yeah, a red polygon, guts are, probably little squares.
Do you want to hear this imagery reminded me of a dream I used to have very frequently after I played Grand Theft Auto Vice City with my cousin. I would have multiple dreams where I am the titular GTA character, and I would be in an alley, like first person perspective, and something would happen, and then in GTA it does the and then it puts like you died or game over, wasted, yeah. So that would happen in my dream, and it reoccurred so much when I was younger. Like it happened when I played Vice City, it happened when I played GTA 4, and I've had a couple of dreams since playing GTA 5. So these weren't, after this it wasn't scary, but I would have dreams where something would happen in my dream and all of a sudden just the wasted thing would come up and everything would pan out and get fuzzy and go black and white, and then I'd wake up. Yeah, maybe I'm obsessed with video games. Should seek help.
Well, at least you woke up.
I did wake up.
So as far as you know. All right. Hold on. Where's the thing where he's just crying? Okay, yeah, he cried. The photo of my family was shown again. We were even more rotten than before. The view zoomed into the painting like I was warping again. I was greeted with a shot of Peach's castle from the outside. The castle was crumbling in ruin. The fields were on fire. The sky was pitch black. Bowser's laugh played on a loop in the background as children mockingly chanted, "You can't save her." This went on for a long time until a close-up of Peach's face accompanied by an extremely loud screech interrupted the loop without notice. Peach's mouth was wide open as if she was screaming, and her eyes were empty, black holes. Suddenly, I was back in the hallway as Mario was once again ejected out of the painting. Now all of the toads were gone, and me and my family looked positively repulsive. There's no other way to say that. That's the correct way to say positively.
Honey,
you're positively repulsive.
Oh, this is the Samantha effect that we've seen in media.
if there's a positively before an adjective, or you're before, yeah.
You're catralling then. Mm-hmm. She owns that.
You gotta.
And she pulls this in her cameo and just like that.
Okay. Mario, you're positively repulsive. No wonder Peach left you.
No wonder she had black eyes, Mario.
No wonder the children chanted.
At least that Bowser gives a girl something to, think about. Show her that she's wanted,
I'd be in another castle too if Bowser was there. Maggots were wriggling around in holes in our flesh. Guts were spilling out of our bodies. My dad's eyeball was hanging loose from its socket. He only had one, originally. It was too much to bear, but something still urged me to trudge on. I jumped into the painting with only one life remaining. Ooh, good rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
This time, there was no name for the mission, just a blank space where the title would be. I selected the mission, and Mario landed on a very small island in the middle of the ocean. There was
With a pink house.
There was a perverted man and a cool turtle nearby.
A cool turtle that almost fucked.
There was a pug swimming in the water.
They had many bitches.
There was a solitary sign. It only read, "Dive." I did just as it said and entered the water. The ocean was dark and empty. There were no fish. I wasn't even able to see anything in the water besides Mario. I swam downwards. I kept going for quite some time, yet Mario never ran out of breath. I counted roughly 10 minutes of swimming until I decided to go back up. Just as I turned Mario around, it came. Oh my, a huge, and I mean huge, Unagi the eel came out of nowhere and swallowed Mario whole. I was dumbfounded. It went by so fast, I wasn't even sure what I saw. The game over screen didn't show up. All that happened was a fade out. The photo of my family and I was shown again. We were plain skeletons now.
Plain.
Oh, what a sentence. We were plain
skeletons now. We were plain skeletons
now.
now.
Don't give me any spicy. Don't give me sour cream and chive.
Look, I come to the Cracker Barrel because you guys give me what I asked for, which is plain skeletons every time.
You know what? We'll do some plain skeletons for the table.
If I wanted sugar skulls.
Once again, it looked very real. I couldn't move the camera at all. It just stayed focused on the picture. I shut off the game and turned it on again. I chose my file, but it just went to the skeleton photo of my family. I tried this about 3 more times before giving up. I desperately wanted to stop, but some force kept me from walking away. I decided to select the only other saved file. The camera once again focused on the skeleton picture, but this time they were in a different position, as if they were a different family.
Oh,
The game's
no.
been played before.
Bum, bum, bum.
There we go.
Oh, man.
Super Mario 64. Yeah,
More like
it was
Super Mario
story-
666, am I right?
Why? That's a weird ending. You think it would be like, and then I turned around and my family were playing skeletons.
Yeah. It should have been like, I went to the dining room table to eat dinner after my mom called me, and they were all skeletons, or like they were nowhere to be found, or
She said, "We're having ribs for dinner."
your ribs, dear.
Because it's the funniest thing in the world to me. Have you seen the clip of someone's got like a toy skeleton at, say, a Spirit Halloween, and they tell like a dumb joke?
Oh, is this like the
skeleton's favorite snack?
Oh yeah. I think I've seen this.
Okay, hold on. Just
Gosh,
it's gotta.
why can't Vine just come back? We need Vine back.
This
It's
is
where all this creativity needs to go.
I gotta show this video, everyone.
Yeah. I want to see this video.
If you want to see me crack the fuck up,
I was a little let down in this story that they didn't bring any of that whispering Japanese back. Oh yeah. This is a good one. This is a good
it
one.
was okay. We'll watch this
funny.
and then we'll watch this playing skeleton, and then we'll. I mean, speaking of Mario, there's a boo right there on the hat for the video list.
I'm covering my eyes because
Okay.
he's looking directly at me.
I have a joke for you. What is a skeleton's favorite snack?
Oh, wow.
Go on, guess.
Death?
No. Go on, guess.
Oh, no.
Come on. Guess. Why are you laughing? I haven't told the punchline yet. What is a skeleton's favorite snack? Guess.
A lot of fresh.
Guess. Fuck. Guess. Guess, goddammit you. Why won't you answer me? What is my favorite snack?
bones.
No! No!
See, this is not-
What is it? Why must you fail me so often? Ribs! Spare ribs! Fuck!
Oh, yes, internet.
There we go. That's.
Ribs, spare ribs.
I don't know why I still do comedy because I'll never do anything as funny as that.
It's
But this-
true. It's true, man.
Just some 17-year-old.
Just bored 17-year-olds are the funniest people on the planet. I think that's why Pete Davidson still hits so hard. He looks like a bored 17-year-old.
That's right. Yeah, we got jobs and rent. We just don't. We left our mom's house. That's the problem. He
That's
never
the
did.
problem. But
He's
Aaron,
still
we got
there.
another problem. We got to rate this Mario 64 creepypasta out of Yajirobe's.
So I'll go first on this one. I got to be honest. It lost me a few times. A lot of creepy imagery. I do wish there was more of a connecting thread. I wish the ending was a little bit stronger and kind of tied everything together, where it wasn't just, oh no, someone else played this game,
Mhm.
but like, oh, there are consequences. But I guess he has to live in the story for him to be able to write it, technically.
This is true.
But it had the sentence, they were playing skeletons now. So 5 out of 5.
Oh, man.
I can't not. That's I want a shirt.
we are playing skeletons now. I think we should make that into a shirt, just like the Let Him Cook shirt that I'm developing. It's been in development for years. It's in development hell.
And it's Sanji.
It's Sanji. For this one, I'm with you. I think I wanted like Luigi to be more of a menace. I wanted to know if there was a Japanese ghost inside the cartridge. I miss the days of like where you could find a box for a game that had been defaced, or like a box for a VHS that had been defaced, or just like replaced or put into a normal like generic sleeve case. Those kind of physical media exchanges were always fun. Like, you know, back in the days of the Sega Genesis, my next door neighbor, or not Genesis, Dreamcast, my next door neighbor's dad was prolifically bootlegging games for his son and then me. So it was nice to get just like scrawled onto a clear CDR, like Gundam X or something, not knowing exactly what I was going to get. So like, I like that aspect of it, but like Luigi, the Void, the cottage, like all things that maybe I would have had more reverence for if I had fully played through Mario 64. So I for me, even with We Are Playing Skeletons, I have to deduct points for kind of it being all over the place. I'm gonna give it 2.75 Yajirobes, which is another Krillin and a Korin
Yep.
on top of that 2 Yajirobis out of 5.
I feel that's still almost 4.
Almost.
Adjusting. What a scary time. I think that's going to be it for this episode. We might do more because I think we have two more yeah, 2 more Halloween season episodes.
That's right.
So if there's anything else spooky you think we should do, we'll gladly do it. I'll gladly do it. Vince?
I mean, as long as I've got you in this square
Mhm.
next to me, then I feel like I can do almost anything, buddy. Including kill.
Oh, your eyes are turning black and your mouth is getting big. For a long time, a mouth getting big was like in every horror thing. People loved it. People loved to be scared by it.
Yep. I mean, I would like to see more horror things with creepy Japanese whispering. Just ara ara senpai.
Creepy or the other thing, the opposite of creepy.
Oh, that's for maybe an after dark Halloween special.
But thank you all for listening and supporting us, especially during this time where we're abstaining from regular Dragon Ball contact to help to, I don't know if it helps anyone, but to show solidarity with SAG-AFTRA as they're going through the strike. Get those bennies, get those dollars.
Oh, yeah.
You ye actors.
Mm-hmm. And ye auto workers, UAW.
Yeah.
Keep the pressure on the big 3. Make GM come to the table with a deal. Those cowards and their carburetors.
I drive a Subaru. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, dude, you're in the
Get
clear.
that money.
Get that money.
You can find us if you want to talk to us. You can find us on the usual places. Let's see. We are on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kame House Party, where we stream a variety of games and have a variety of fun on Wednesday nights, or our usual streaming nights. Please follow, and there's a bell. I'm assuming there's a bell notification on Twitch, so you know when we go live.
And also on the Twitch schedule, Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Spider-Man 2 releases Friday, October 20th. That's this Friday. I'm going to be playing that Friday night and probably for the rest of my life until I platinum.
Come get spoiled.
Yeah, come get spoilers for the first 3 hours of the game or so. You can also catch, you can also follow at the Shonen Chumps, New York's premier anime comedy variety show. I think you can still get the VOD of the show that we put on 2 weeks ago. If you go,
so. I'll put a link in the show.
Yeah, if you go to caveat.nyc/Shonen Chumps or just type in Shonen Chumps and caveat into your Google search bar, you can watch that after the fact. More Shonen Chumps is on the way, so keep those butts tight for more Shonen Chumps. And you can write to us if you've got spooky ideas or more ideas for us to tackle while we are on strike. You can send that into kamehousepartypod@gmail.com.
And then we are, of course, part of the Moonshot Network, an independent podcast network. A lot of great shows on there. If you like us, you're going to like them. We're also going to be a part of their Extra Life stream coming up in November 11th and 12th, whatever that weekend is this year.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah. If you go to Moonshot Network over on Twitch, go ahead and give them a follow. Give them a subscribe. Give them whatever you can.
Yeah.
And we'll be raising money for the Children's Miracle Network through Extra Life, and we'll be live in person.
Ooh.
For that one with a bunch of other great folks. But yeah, I think that's it. Let's close. Why don't you close out this bad boy the same way we always do?
Okay, I can do that, but I'm gonna give it a little creep vibe. So
I think, yeah, keep it up.
whether you are
unable to turn off a haunted game console, or you're staring at the digital remains of one of your favorite characters, you've gotta keep frightening.
We're playing skeletons now.
Yummy, yummy house party.